Good morning. Hey, what's up, folks? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Got the live LBTS cam up right now. And calm seas, just kind of like the markets that we're looking at right now. Very calm this morning. Not so calm yesterday after, the announcement of Fed cuts, and we'll get into that in a moment as well. By the way, that is the live LBTS cam, I believe, at the Windjammer Resort. Pretty cool place. If you're ever in LBTS, make sure you stay there. Before I get into that, I want to show you guys something kind of cool I did. And we'll get into today's marketplace. I want to talk about Powell, some news coming out of China, and some things that I've talked about this week since I haven't did a video in about a week. But meanwhile, I've got a new refiner that's requiring me to pour my own bars. And this is my first experiment on doing my own work. That's me in the little boots there, right? I'm not going to ask an employee to do something I wouldn't do myself. So I'm experimenting. Couldn't find any videos out there how to do this properly, but I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's kind of cool. What you're looking at there is a kiln that gets up to about 2,000 degrees. There's the propane that comes out of it, and there's me lifting, this is the sketchy part I don't like. You see my foot right there? All that thing has to do is open up, and I've got a silver leg, and hopefully that's it. But this is me pouring a 250-ounce bar. That jug right, and this is stupid. Definitely not OSHA orientated. And again, this was our first time, and that was a friend of mine helping me out. We'll get him some leggings there as well. But there you go. There's my first 250-ounce bar that I've ever poured, and didn't come out that bad, actually, in the very end. Let me see if I can fast forward here. My friend is trying to get all the effects of... And boy, that's spooky when you're standing over that and lifting it. And there you go. I believe that's slag, and the thing's still on fire. Stuck it in a little bit of water and pretty much done. I'll try to share some more of that with you as soon as I figure out this process. Meanwhile, any of you that ever done this with silver and large ingots like that, give me a call. I can use the help. Not quite sure what I'm doing right or wrong. All right, let's get into markets here. And there we go. Let me expand my window a little bit. I'm going to do a quick refresh, courtesy of CCE, a wholesale certified coin network and bullion network. Markets are looking pretty good when you consider. Take a look at that. Well, let's go over to gold first. 36, 34, 92. We were looking like we were going to go down to that 36 maybe level, but not quite yet. We're not going to say quite yet, but didn't happen. But, the day's not over. Friday's not over yet. So let's see what happens if it gets knocked back a little bit today. But surprising strength, up 770. Again, there's your low. I believe that's for the last 12 hours or something like that. And there you go, 36.72 is a high, currently sitting at 36.67. Market is open. That's the world spot price market. Let me see. Is New York open yet? No, I don't. Well, it says so, but I'm not quite sure. 41.93 with silver. Wow, silver took a hit like over $1 yesterday. We were in that 60 range, which isn't represented here, but early on, silver took a pretty big hit. 41.23 was a low, and 41.99 is a high. So it looks like we're heading back to that $42 mark. Again, we haven't got the New York open yet. Forgive me. Let me kind of get rid of that phone call real quick. I forgot to turn these things off. There we go. Silenced. So, that's quite a range. I hope anybody that's buying dips got a chance to buy that dip yesterday when it got into the low 40, low 41s. But again, it looks like we're sitting at that $42 mark again. We're getting close to it. Platinum, $13.96. Again, got whacked pretty good. You can see it low at $13.64. It might have even been a little bit lower than that. I'm not sure. And we're currently a high of $1,400. So platinum kind of coming back to where it was before the Powell announcement, the big Powell announcement. Palladium, don't follow it that much, but damn, it sure does seem cheap. Maybe I should learn a little bit more about palladium. Okay. If you got any questions or not questions, if you got anything you can teach me about palladium, make sure you hit me in the comment section below here, and I'll try to read it and learn a little bit about it myself. All right, let's get into, of course, Powell and, Trump. It's not really quite what it appears to look. Well, maybe. I'm not sure. That's kind of a strange picture from Zero Hedge. But Powell's risk management cut wreaks havoc across markets. And I'm not quite sure how it could wreak havoc because, it was telegraphed pretty much that he was almost a certainty that he was going to do a cut, and it wasn't quite the cut they expected. I think they were expecting, or not expecting, they're expecting a 25, and they were hoping for a 50. I think some people were, but they got that 25-point cut, and it knocked gold down, which really surprised the hell out of me. Shortly after, it just knocked the price of gold down. I didn't expect that. It's a hell of a photo. And a scary photo, actually, if you think about it. The independence of the Fed, right? Anyways, what we've got here is a failure to communicate. I'm sorry. Gold market, silver market, the market across the board. I did not take a look at the crypto markets nor the stock market, equity markets, to see if they had similar type circumstances. All I did was, again, I got to take a look at that. But all I did was just was in wonderment. Why the heck would gold get knocked down with a rate cut? And there's plenty of good explanations and reasons for it. I'm sure Vince Lancy and some of the guys out there can explain that. Chris Marcus of Marcadia have some good explanations on why that would have happened. And again, it seemed like only temporary. This morning, the markets are up pretty good. So what else is these rate cuts going to do? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see. I mean, if you've got good credit, it might help you buy a house a little bit cheaper, maybe. And if you're in that mode, or borrow money cheaper for your business. But let's see what it does to markets. Traditionally, these lower rates have been very, very good to the price of gold and silver, I guess you could say as well. All right, let's move along here. A couple things. Powell's risk management. This is interesting news. It was, it's been out on, actually, I found it on X, and China's largest wholesale market crashes with dozens of gold suppliers fleeing the same day. And apparently, one of their gold exchanges there, it just closed shop. A lot of the dealers in this particular exchange just closed up their doors. One put a sign up, contact the police if you need me. I still can't figure out if this is fraud or if this is just a big mistake these folks made in leveraging, which kind of seems to be the case here. One of the gentlemen out here, Eric Young, actually, is one of the smarter guys out there, in my opinion, on gold and silver, along with other people I've mentioned. But this gentleman right here, Bai Zhong, I think it is, and forgive me if I got the name wrong, explains exactly what happened. And here we go. You can read this yourself, or I'll read it to you. But in the shoe buy market, there's a group called plate material traders. They buy goods from the exchange and then sell them to terminal workshops. Plate material traders provide terminal users with 80 times leverage. Folks, there's the key word, leverage, which means you have a chance to make a lot of money, 80 times, and you also have a chance to lose a lot of money, especially if you're not hedged, I guess. So anyway, let me move along here with 80 times leverage and deferred delivery, resulting in a large number of terminal traders and speculators entering this unregulated market, with trading volumes so massive that they cannot be counted. That's scary. Plate materials traders introduced futures trading methods into physical gold transaction, engaging in two-way trading, which ultimately led to huge losses from short selling amid a sharp rise in gold prices. So, I mean, when you're leveraged, and take a look at the 80 times leverage, and you get a big sharp run up, you're screwed. And that's apparently what's happened, and that's kind of why that you're going to see news today, more than likely, on this closure of gold wholesale markets. But you know what? You're going to be a lot smarter than other people, because gentlemen like this and Eric have given us the facts on the situation. So you're ahead of the game already. All right, let's get into some other things too. I've been spending a lot of time on the X platform. Yes, that is me. I'm a little uncomfortable putting my face up. It's not such a pretty face to look at, so I put that up. Well, anyways, here's my X page, and I have to get in my political stuff, of course, if you want to roll back to that. But Chris Marcus is putting out some really good stuff, by the way. If you and again from Arcadia Economic, you can find him on X, and he talks about really about mining. He talks a lot about mining stocks, and obviously he's an expert in that field. And he also talks about the use of silver, what's going on with it, where it's going, where it's not going, and possible shortages out there as well. And anyway, I just wanted to give a heads up to that. Chris Mark is one of the good guys out there to listen to. You'll be smarter by doing so. A couple things I put out here the other day. Here, my opinion on current silver prices. I'm going to read this to you, and I put this out on X. I think $50 plus is in the cards. The all-time high of $50 in 1980 and 2012, it'll be surpassed, all right? There'll be some craziness at the $50 level, I am sure, absolutely sure, and we may see a lot of selling at that point. People saying, all right, I'm finally here. We're finally here. This is the destination. Or I've been waiting since, I've been holding silver so long. This is my destination. And they're going to get off. That's their destination. But I believe, that's just a psychological mark. And I've talked about that for years in my YouTube videos, as I say here. In my opinion, is buy the dips small, buy the big dips big. Yesterday, if you're able to buy that $41 dip, you're doing good today. And again, let's see what the rest of the week unfolds, the rest of today and Friday, but you're doing good. Today's dip, or yesterday's dip, was kind of anticipated. It's healthy and relaxed. Don't worry about it. I don't think we're watching this market collapse in any sense of the word. Another thing I put out there yesterday as well on X, and again, good place to catch me here. You can comment and ask me questions. I'm very active out there as well. Attention, silver owners. Silver needs to go to $195 plus to beat the 1980 silver price adjusted for inflation. If today's needs for silver are even greater than 1980, we may see that. And really important and again, today's need for silver is so much greater than it ever was in 1980. 80 was kind of a squeeze by the Hunt brothers and by a lot of, I guess you could say, stackers out there. Old school stackers, old original gangster stackers that was out there stacking silver because of the prices. All right, those are the granddaddy stackers from the 1980s. If you think about it, the original stackers, and a lot of those guys still exist, like me. I've been holding silver since then as well, on the upside. But inflation adjusted. If we really wanted to beat the 1980 silver price, we'd have to be at like 195. And again, that's the official adjustment, based on official numbers. It's probably even higher than that, but let's just say 195, $200 is the price that silver needs to beat today to beat the inflation adjusted number from 1980. Because you can't just say, oh, I beat the 1980 number. We're past $50. That's significant. No, it's not. And $195 is significant because, again, that's the inflation-adjusted 1980 number. So I just want you guys to know how cheap $50 silver is. It's just cheap, even in 2012 standards, okay? Where are we going to go there? Oh, by the way, I like this guy. This is Tom Lugo, I think. I've never pronounced it. Lungo, I'm sorry. Very good video on him. God, so much good stuff out there that you can find on X if you look. Stay away from the junk. You'll get flooded with it. But if you kind of look and focus on business and news and stuff like that, that's what you'll get. The algos will feed you that. Like this one, it took over 200 years for the U.S. to reach 12 trillion debt. That's a hell of a chart. And we added 12 trillion in just 4 years between 20 and 2024. Where else am I going to go here? You can say I talk about everything. There you go. There's the comment that I made. Gold exceeded the 1980 high of 850. The inflation adjustment factor from 1980 to 2225 is about 3.92. Okay, that's what I was saying. That's the official data, 3.92. Multiply that times what it is, now, which puts gold at 35.39. Today's price, which puts gold at 539. Yeah, okay. Based on the CPI data. So 1980 gold at 850, CPI adjusted would be 3,539 today. And folks, we've exceeded that price. Gold has exceeded the inflation adjusted price, all-time high price of 35.39, and we're at 3,600 plus. So we've already broken the all-time high inflation adjusted gold price. Silver, not so much, not so good. And that's why I say silver is just dirt cheap still. That $50 mark is an illusion. That's dirt cheap still, in my opinion. All right. That's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody for watching. Well, that's not it. Let me answer some questions from the last week's video here, which was who is buying 40 plus silver, and I'll tell you who's not buying it and who probably is. And very interesting video. I kind of just get into, well, you can listen to it. Investors, stackers aren't buying silver and gold. There's very few stackers out there buying gold and silver. The public is not buying gold and silver. So who is buying all this gold and silver that's causing these prices to skyrocket up? Well, I think you'll find my question or my answer entertaining, at least, and you can catch it on this video. Okay, let me answer some questions out here by some people that watch my videos. And Hickok 45, one of my favorite YouTube videos, because you guys got to remember, I'm working coins and gold and silver all day, Mondays through Fridays, and weekends too sometimes. After I get off work, I am not watching coin videos. I am not watching gold videos. I mean, I do it at work because it's part of the process, but I'm watching, hunting and fishing videos and videos on guns, which I really like. And Hickok 45 is probably one of the first YouTube guys that I started watching years ago. And another guy, Paul, something that passed away a little while ago. But Hickok 45, one of my favorites, watches my videos too. I got a chance to meet him once. He came to my store. And he's a stacker, folks. He likes stacking. One of the smart guys like us. And good to see, and Hickok 45 says to me, good to see you're still going strong as per usual for YouTube. Being subscribed doesn't seem to make much difference. He had to look me up because I guess I fell out of his list. Can't depend on being notified. I got to admit, I haven't been making as many videos as I used to, but sometimes you do drop off. I've had some people that I watch just drop off my YouTube list for whatever reason. I don't think it's purposeful. Maybe it's just, I don't know, algos again. But anyway, great to have a guy like Hickok 45 watching. Great to have a guy like Hickok 45 as a stacker in our community as well. And if you never watched his videos, please do. He's got some great content there. And it's not just about guns. It's just about that, you're like a friend talking to you on the other side of the screen, Anyways, let's get into some questions here. F8 Full says, bye, never stop stacking or you'll be lacking. That's funny. That's true. All right. Thank you for watching. Well, by the way, I want to thank everyone that comments here, even if the comments aren't the nicest things all the time. Sometimes they're not, but I'd like to thank everybody just for taking the time to make a comment. Your opinion is important. Things that require a lot of silver: AI data centers, U.S. stablecoins, electric cars, electricity plants, beefed up electrical grids, satellites, space rockets. Absolutely, keys are 43, 46. This is what's going to make this silver market way different than the 1980 silver market. 1980 was, how much silver was used in electronics? Not. We were still using lead for solders in electronics, and electronics was not. Silver is used in vast quantities, and it is not recycled. Most of it's thrown away in landfills. People don't think that it's going to, at one point, get to be hey, where's silver? Is there silver available? They're delusional, okay? All right. Unless the mines can just kind of pump it out. And, maybe with higher prices they might. But the next problem is something we've talked about for a long time, is that even if the mines pump it out, the refiners are so far behind. Does that mean there's going to be new refiners opening up? Or, the refining is so far behind. It's kind of not unlike oil or gas. You can have all the oil and gas in the world, but if you can't get it refined quickly, well, you see where I'm going with that. All right. Keezer, thank you for commenting. Let's see. ADD. Well, I started buying silver in 2019. Silver was 16 an ounce. I can only buy 1 ounce a month, but I will keep buying every month till it reaches $100. You go, man. That's the way to do it. Hey, listen, when I was a young stacker, I got to say, I started working for my father at the age of 17 in his coin shop in Boca, precious metals shop. That was back during the big market. But yeah, I started stacking 1 ounce at a time as well. And good deal there. Another comment here from somebody I don't really like names, so it's hard for me to say that. JL @JL696. I bought a 1/4 ounce of gold and a few silver eagles. We're going to continue to buy both. Wonderful. You guys are great. Keep stacking. You won't regret it. I mean, you're going to do well with it. Just make sure you hide it well. My friends, anything under $100 is cheap. You plan to hold in the next decade. I could not argue with that logic. All right. George Gomez says platinum silver is still very cheap, 100%. Silver is the most undervalued metal on the planet. Wow, I haven't read these comments. I'm going off the cuff here, folks. So don't be surprised if something is not so nice here, but that's okay. Silver is the most undervalued metal on the planet. Wow, a lot of people feel that way. $68.40 waiting for a payday in 2 weeks to buy more at $41 and higher. Very interesting. These prices aren't frightening seasoned stackers and people that are in the know. It might be keeping some of the newer people out just because it's almost $50. But again, $50 is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything to $50 in 1980. If it was approaching 195, I could see someone getting, oh no, I'm not stepping in there. Robin Smith, who's buying 40 plus silver? I'm going to buy 30 ounces tomorrow. You go, Robin. Thank you. That's a great deal. Victoria, Nanya, I just went out and picked up my weekly silver rounds. You guys are buying at these levels. I mean, there's your proof right there, folks, especially you new folks. Any new folks watching this video, you got seasoned people out here still buying at these levels. And again, $50 is nothing. It's a meaningless freaking psychological number that people are afraid of. 1980. And again, official adjusted CPI numbers, it would be $200 silver today. And we're not even near that mark, okay? So $50 is a BS number. Hodl, exactly, Bravo. Anyone not buying is a fool. LBMO, Silver Comics will be, Saudis demand the 55 billion contracts they have. Interesting there. I have to look more into that. Thank you for that comment, Lincoln. Gary Spear, 1 ounce and 1 tube every 2 weeks. Cool, man. The main buyers are central banks. I think I have a ton of comments here, by the way, but I'll try to get through them. Fulfilling physical contracts. World Mint's buying planches for future coins. Yep, I'm sure of that. I'm certainly still buying the plan to watch a week, see if it dips below 40. I don't know if we're going to see that. Maybe, if we are, it might be today or tomorrow. In fact, let's just switch back and do a refresh and see if we're up or down a little bit. We're not quite at that. Down a couple cents, silver down, gold down a little bit. Tough to say. We're going to have to look and see what happens after 9:30, 10 o'clock. Noontime we'll know if we're in a weaker market for Friday as well, probably. Where'd I go? There you guys are. Glad to see you back online. It's been a while. Yeah. I've been kind of just, coming up with content, but as you notice, I'm being a little more consistent in my videos. And, I got a new computer, by the way. My Mac was out for a few days, so, and I got a new microphone, so I hope this sounds a little bit better. Sean McLaughlin, once it broke 25, went to 30 in progress. I think we see a similar run, but yeah, that 25 to 30 run, Sean knows exactly what I'm talking about. I've been talking about these $5 increments where silver moves in, 5 to 10, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and to move it up where he's talking about is 25 to 30, 25. It blew through it in approximately 2 weeks. He was right. Then we saw 40. But you remember how long it took to go from 15 to 20, 15 to 20, and 20 to 25, bounced around in that $5 increment? I mean, it did kind of blow through that 25 to 30, hopped into the 40. So that's a good sign, I think. It really is something telling. It's not the public buying. Who's buying that silver? And what for? And how much do they need? Beautiful music listener says America's population. Yeah, I know I got that wrong. I said 31 million. What a dum-dum. Yeah, it happens. It's about 326 million. I know that. I really do. Yeah, there you go. You guys are reminding me about the population. You're right. Welcome back. Living the dream. How are you? Good to see you commenting. About 2 ounces. Good. Bravo. Speaker suddenly goes in a murmur and croon mode, making it a bit difficult to listen at times. Well, that's actually why I got the mic, because I have spilt so much stuff on my computer. The mic on it. I said, let me get a different mic in a computer. So hopefully this sounds a little bit better now. And you had to turn the volume up to hear me too. That kind of sucked. I'm on a subscription plan. I heard they're pretty good, but I'll still beat their prices for the most part on some of it, except their fire sales. A lot of folks don't realize when you see a super cheap price with SD, we beat SD's prices, by the way, AppMex and JM. Again, we beat their prices on most of their common products. And if you're looking for good products, we're brick and mortar here in Lauderdale by the Sea. You can come by CS10 to 4 and we'll beat their numbers. Money Metals also run specials out there. What I'm going to tell you about specials is they will sometimes run specials that are cheaper than they could buy them for. They lose money because you know why? Because if they get you to order even one coin, they have your name, your address, and sometimes your phone number. Do you know how much money Atmex, SD, and JM and Money Metals pays for that kind of stuff? They could pay $10, $20, $30 a name for a legit name. So for them to lose $10, $20, $30 to get you naturally to order through them, wow, that's a big win for them. So that is really what we call a loss leader in the industry, But for most time, unless it's a loss leader or a blowout, I can beat their prices pretty easily, Yeah, living the dream. Yeah, I know. It was 33 million population. I know what it is. 25-ounce bar for $1,000, still a bargain, almost a kilo. Cool, man. A lot of you guys are buying Abbling. Sir Chainsaw says, hi, Brian, great videos. I just wanted to mention scammers. I have a lot of scammers advertising right here on YouTube. Yeah. I'm not quite sure who the scammers are, but, guys, I always said stick local, try to stay local, stay offline, try to find yourself, because, you're going to have to come sell this stuff one day. And, you want to develop a good relationship with a good dealer. That's why I'm saying try to develop a local relationship with a brick and mortar, even for stuff and I'm the last one to talk. I buy stuff off of Amazon, but there's so much fewer stores to go out and buy a lot of the stuff you can get on Amazon from. So, but anyways, yeah, I'd say finding yourself a good local dealer. Wasn't that long ago coming from Britain, and we're past 30 pound. Yeah, for the price of silver. I know. Good deal there, John Davis. Hope you're doing well. Christine Paulina, thank you. Thank you for being a great viewer. About melting all smelters being backed up. I think Comex and the LBMA do what they say, and they have it surge energy metals in 1,000 ounces. Yeah. Again, Christina is talking about my video here that we did and where the silver is actually going and the backups that are out there. Look at platinum to silver ratio. I did not do that yet. I got to do that. Thanks for that comment. I still got to get the local coin store. There's Jimmy. Jimmy shops at local coin stores. It's a better deal, man. You face to face with people. And typically it's a better deal. Sometimes the local coin store is not the greatest. You just got to drive a little further and find one that is. I'll buy more. Thoughts on First Majestic Silver lagging the bull. Man, that's something that if you go on X and you check out the guys like Eric Jung and some of the other guys out there, Chris Marcus at Arcadia, those guys really know their mining stuff. I highly recommend you watch them. Hey, Stephen, what's up? Plays mean on the weekly is around 1,600. Things revert to the mean, just saying. It's very possible, Keyser. Let's see what happens. Gold for under the mattress, several hundred pounds of silver makes for a rough night's sleep. Yes, it does. I hope they're like loaf bars and not extruded bars. The sharp corners really get my back. Buy as much platinum as you can. I like that. I mean, I still think it's cheap. Maybe palladium's cheap too. I've never heard you say whether your store ships. We do. We do shipping, but only in large quantities. I don't have the ability, and we're not set up to ship smaller quantities of gold and silver. So we do have the brick and mortar. You can walk in here and buy from us. But for shipping, we only do like 5,000 ounce silver deals and gold deals in the, I think, 20 ounce and above on shipping. But thanks for asking. Executive orders not mean a thing without pass. Yep, that's true. 31 million newcomers. My little goof there when I said the population of the U.S. 31 million. Oh, God, what was I thinking? And you all reminded me. I wasn't thinking. April at 142. Where you been, man? I've been just about, man. A little vacationing, a little bit of soul searching, and going out in the woods riding motorcycles. And yeah, I've injured myself twice. The population of U.S. is 30. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, man, it's true. Oh, God, this guy's like really creative, right? The only person why anyone would ever listen to this guy, he clearly has a knowledge of a fart in a windstorm. God, if there's anything I'll give you there, burnt raisin toast, is, wow, what a great name. And fart in a windstorm. Oh, well. Hey, listen, just because, all right, never mind, I'm going to be nice. A couple of funny comments there. Translate, Moy just bought 350 round buffaloes. Good, man. Oh, you guys are buying. Zumble buying. Buying, another buyer there. Time for me. Yep, very hard to hear what you're saying. Yeah, I hope the new microphone's working. Algos, good to see you. Marcos Aurelius, local customer, right? Comes in all the time. Great gentleman. Population, yeah, I know, population. Get to the point. Thomas Masking likes those short YouTube videos. I just don't do them, sir. You got to go watch the shorts. That's not me. Worst possible presentation on YouTube. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, you got to be the best or the worst, and I appreciate that designation. Yeah, I know, volume. And hey, it's because of you guys with the volume thing. I actually went out and bought the new microphone. Now, I hope it's working. Well, with that said, thanks for all the comments, folks. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on this video. I really appreciate it. And again, ask me any questions. Give me your opinion. I'm always happy to hear it and read it. Where are we going from here? I guess that's it. What I want to say to everybody mostly is this was like, one of the big things that I've always on my videos said is think for yourself and question authority. Said that, had this up on my videos for years. And, I've been doing them for quite a few years now. I think 2019, 2020, I've got almost 1,000 videos. But I haven't done it lately, and it's super important, especially in these times right now, folks. Think for yourself and question authority for sure. That's it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. If you're ever looking to buy gold, silver, platinum in any quantities, check us out. We can help you out. We're here 10 to 4, Mondays through Fridays, like I said, and we'll be at Max JM, SD Bullion, a lot of the online biggies out there, unless they're running a fire sale. In that case, buy from them, take advantage of them. But then again, you got to give them your phone number and your address. You're going to get a bunch of junk mail. And if you live in South Florida, we're the place to go to. We also buy rare coins and paper money. We have a jewelry and antique store as well. But I'm going to cut it at this. And again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.